Still. Hi, guys. Good morning. I'm going to have one of those days. My headphones have cut loose. You've got Wicked Lady Hippy at the bar. And as you can see, maybe I started earlier than I should have. There I am. It's unbelievable what these things can pick up. I can hear my cat walking. That's not a good sensation. Let's see here, guys. What all do we have to go through? Oh, yes, the hippity jibbity. Um, hit the like, share, not like, throw a comment in. Oh, I forgot. Let's throw in live chat. Me, you can yell at me, bitch at me all you want. Tell me I'm wrong, right? It don't matter. It's a live chat. Drop on in the bar. Let's do some giggles. I'm already ready. Other than being Wicked Lady Hippie at the bar, which I actually added the Wicked, which is my nickname, has been since I was Army, and started a second channel. I had a very bad accident and was literally confined for 10 months, couldn't do anything. And now I'm back, but I had been out for a little while. So for some reason, I'm having trouble. My husband bought me 2 new sets and it still I couldn't get it. So I just switched everything to a new channel. So let's see what else real quick. Background, maybe you can. I don't think you can get all that in the background. Army veteran, published author, mother of 1, grandmother of 2, married. Yeah, I feel sorry for him too. Retired. I thought this was a good venue to be. It's social Woodstock to me, and it's free. We can use our freedom of speech and should. And I've seen a lot come out since my actual captivity for 10 months by several surgeons. It's good to be back. It's good to be on my feet again, literally. If you really want to catch it, I've gone into it in more detail. Just back up a few episodes. I do this for entertainment only. I am not paid, damn it. So get the kids out. It's not for them either. Army veteran, it's kind of like pirate. When you say pirate, I'm screwed. It's about the same. The other thing is I hate being called a baby boomer. I'm not a baby boomer. My husband's a baby boomer. He's 4 years older. I'm a hippie. Even though I have all the other stuff. So I worked in the government most of my life. Haven't liked what I've seen for a long time. I just got to say, Donald Trump cracks me up. I look for things every morning while I'm having my coffee and be giggling in 10 minutes. Much better than CBS and NBC with they're doing this and they're tearing down the White House. Fuck, the White House was gray anyway. They needed paint. Now it's going to be nice. He did the same thing with the Oval Office. Hold on just one second.
I'm fixing to leave. I got an 18-wheeler boat outside the road. I'm only taking some fuel.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay, be careful. It's cold. That was my husband. I'm sorry. I didn't see a need to actually pop out and throw you on a hold. You all probably, if you've seen any of my episodes, you've seen him go by. Right then. My husband is an ace mechanic. He's a semi driver, truck driver, has been for 50 years or longer. And he also was an instructor for semis. And a lot of his students still come by, still call. But if they're in the area, they'll pop in, come to the bar. We decided we would, anything that looked funny to us in a bottle, we would buy that bottle. We got the funniest, weirdest shit all over this bar. There's a big mirror that came with it, of course. So you've got stemware at the top, and then you've got all kinds of bottles on the top of that. And then along that comes down to a small shelf at the front of the mirror, and that's covered. And we've got sombreros and little cowboy hats, and we had to dress some of them up. Look at it, it's almost Halloween. Halloween. What's everybody do for Halloween? Don't look at me and go, oh, I'm giving out candy to kids. No, you're not. Shut that house down. Put on a great outfit. Go to a local bar. Uber. Get out. I always go with, I've always said, I liked medieval times, and I'm also of British descent, Scottish descent, so I have tartan and all that. And there was a costume I had done. I made about 5 years ago, I think it is now, and I saw a snapshot of Queen Victoria, and it was just prior to 1900. I think it was 1888 or 98 rather. In any event, it's just before the 20th century started, and I loved what she was wearing. She always mourned her husband. I thought that was very amazing, and a good woman, let alone queen. And so I looked into this and tried to get it colorized. So I just colorized it. Finally got that to get in the software. I love the AI part. In any event, I got this outfit that was almost what she was wearing. And it's got the top hat with the black roses and the ostrich feather that's black, and then the black, like almost like a mantilla fall that goes down past your waist of the black lace. And I love this costume. It swishes when you walk. It's like Scarlett O'Hara. Yeah, it's that type. So every time I go, I went to the Andersonville reenaction. Reenaction. I don't know what you call it really. It's a reenactment. There it is. So yeah, we went several times, but I had never gone dressed. And that's why I put that outfit together. I wasn't doing it to go out to Halloween. I was doing it to go to that reenactment. And we had special rooms. I loved looking for ghosts. And so we always go to the hotels that might have ghosts if I can. And so we were not on site, and we had such a blast. I really did. They would not charge me for me to get in. They said I looked like a queen and I shouldn't have to pay to get in it. They were so awesome. Even the shops, there's shops there too. This is Andersonville, Georgia, where the prison was for POWs, the northern POWs, where many, 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 many died of many different things, including starvation. And there was a spring mill there that they had somehow begged God, and God sent a spring of beautifully clear water. We had a flood, and it has never worked again. And I was very sad about that. So we were at the arena, and they used the cannons, and people march. And I love that. I love that. That and the medieval fairs. I go to those. And so I just decided to wear that costume because it went right with what was going on at the same period. Um, a little bit younger, but Queen Victoria was still queen, even if it was 1868. So she was still queen. And she was much younger. So, and I've booked all of this sight unseen, and my husband's like, "Oh my God, they're not even good." They wouldn't charge either of us. He wasn't dressed. Well, he was dressed in khaki shorts and comfortable, and I'm in all this gear, you know, just to come help me get out of the car. Well, that's because we took the truck. I don't know why, but we did. I had a Cadillac, so it never made sense to me. So off we go. They wouldn't charge me. Up in the shops, I'm doing all that because the reenactment hadn't started yet, and food and music and everything. Nobody would let me pay for anything. I mean, we went both days that we were there. Nobody would let us pay for anything. That dress, honey, paid for itself, let me tell you. And then I decided that I would wear it the next year for a Halloween costume because it was warm, but it was not too hot either. And here in Georgia, it could be 70 that night. It could be 40 with a wind. You just never know at that time of the year. So, of course, I had a wrap I had made to go with it. And I was stopped almost at every doorway. I was taking my granddaughter and I'm with my son and his wife. And my son has pulled back with my husband. They're drinking out of a flask. They're happy. That was too. It's amazing what you can put in them little. Anyway, most of the women wanted to know where I got that dress, and I got it. What I did is I bought one for I forget, very little, and then I remade it. I took it apart, yeah, and I remade it into this dress. And yes, we took home economics when I was in high school. That's where I learned to sew. I was supposed to learn how to cook. It didn't quite turn out that well. School burned down. No, I'm kidding. So that's enough of my background. I'm not even sure why I veered into that. But there you go. That's who you're talking to. if you want to talk. If you're only seeing this later, I'm doing this live. I always do mine live. So don't you dare. I have a cat that likes to photo bomb me, and he's up here now. I use my camera that's on my Chromebooks. And when I put together my drink, and I'll explain that in a second, he likes to try to catch the freaking ice like he's a fucking raccoon. So I got to paw in my drink and I got to throw the drink away and start over. And it's just funny. I had a casserole dish that we'd used last night. I cleaned it and I set it up on the bar so that I could take it over to the hutch, the china cabinet that covers one wall. It's huge. And before I could do that, I forgot. I'm old. And when I got up this morning, lo and behold, there was one of my bigger cats lying in this tiny little dish. Cats are fucking funny. Yes, no children. And yes, I do slip back into GI mode sometimes. And it doesn't mean anything. I'm not cussing at someone. It's just talking. Again, entertainment purposes only. I don't make no freaking money doing this. I just want to do Woodstock. To me, it's social Woodstock free without the mud. It's so 70s. If you that's what you want, and that's what I want. When I started this, I was doing this every day from 10 to 12. I never missed it until the severe accident. So and I get back, and I can't seem to get my time right no matter what I do. So if right now if you're trying to catch me live, either subscribe so it'll tell you, or look for me between 10 and 2, or just run through your search and you can see the latest. That way I don't charge or anything. I'm not that good. Don't say that. That's mean. So and my granddaughter kills me. I was talking about Halloween, and she knows I like that Queen Victoria outfit. I've worn it twice. And I said, well, that was what I was going to wear this year because I've moved all my dressing to long floor length um, dresses or mid calf dresses because of all the surgery and everything. So it's comfortable to me. And this is one of my favorite outfits. I have the witch and the French maid. I ended up giving that to one of my friends' daughters. So you can imagine. Got her mother's permission. She was okay with it. Well, her daughter was 19, so but it was a French maid's outfit, and I wore it for like 4 years. Drove everybody crazy. We used to throw a Halloween party. So if you guys are out there listening to me, do Halloween. I saw one Marilyn Monroe. I could have swore it was her. I just love that day. You get to be anybody else you want to that day. And I pick a person. I'm really weird about that. I don't just go and get a costume. I want to be somebody. I want to be Hepzibah or, you know. And so I've already told everybody I picked Queen Victoria this year. So they know, pretty much they know the outfit. I also have another fall that I could use instead of the top hat. I could do a mantilla, but the top hat is what she's wearing. And it looks just like the men's, it's just a little bit shorter. I can't say it's a great look on me with the hat, but that's the authentic way to do it. So I'm looking forward to that this week. But my granddaughter, when we were chatting, I didn't know she's as tall as I am now, and she's 13. She is gorgeous. She's like Brooke Shields gorgeous. No makeup. Yeah. She had hair down past her waist like I used to, and then she cut it this year. But you have to at some point. You can't. Well, some people don't actually. So in any event, she had that done. And she said, "You're always so well groomed, Grandma." I was like, "Well groomed? What the fuck is that? Well groomed?" I don't know about the kids. So I'm up here. I also wanted to talk every day about Charlie Kirk. I don't want his baton to be dropped. I want it to stay in the air. I don't care what the actual decision is. The decision is on this. Leave the widow alone for a little bit. See if you can do that. Candace, I adore you. Candace Owens, Miss Candace Owens. She's great. I understand what she's doing. I understand why she's doing it. But also, what if the widow is only doing what her husband wanted her to do? We don't know which way that is. And I've been married for decades. And even if I were PO'd at him or what have you, no, I wouldn't be up 3 days later able to speak. I got to give you that. I couldn't have done it. And I'm not a small, less strong woman than any other woman. It's just, I couldn't do it. It would be too soon. I would be seen probably only for moments during the wake and a small memorial for family, and then it was time for me to grieve. That's the way I was raised, though. You wore black. The widow wore black for at least a year, if not 2 years, and did not date, did not, none of that for that time, and wore nothing but black. And I have a lot of black. I would never probably have to repeat an outfit. Yes, I have a lot of clothes. If you see me wear something twice, odds are it's because my camera stream ended and it wasn't supposed to, and I popped back in. But it's possible. There are a couple I wear several times. Ah, the stiffener. This is my stiffener. I won't make you go back to find out. The stiffener in my day meant the ladies fainted when the men woke them up with that lovely little ammo. Ooh, you could get them and they say, go get her some hooch. They were moonshine runners, my parents. Great story there. So they would come back, or even me, they kept it above the refrigerator. So you basically had to climb a chair if it was me. But they had a couple of special glasses for the ladies. And they would bring these out, and the women would just sip them. Not all of them would faint, just one of them. They'd faint on the couch, they'd faint in the chair. They never hit that damn floor, but no, they did not. So you give them the stiffeners, and the others just got one because they were there, I guess. I never asked. And they'd go, you're feeling better now. You got a little color back. And they'd be going, yeah, maybe I could get up and, maybe I should just wait. They go get her another one. One of my favorite memories. They'd get three, up to three. After that, they'd stop. And they'd get up and go do dinner or whatever it was they were doing. But I always thought it was the cutest thing. Could not faint ever in my life. Tried so hard. Never been able to faint. Never did figure that out. They're either extraordinary actresses, which I think they were, or I was just very young and naive and didn't know the difference, because I have tried to faint, mind you, on multiple occasions. It has never worked. Never. So that's what my stiffener is. I'm at the fucking bar. What do you think I was going to drink milk? This is one of the reasons why I try to get up here by noon, but I usually fail. This time, I think it's almost noon. Yeah, we're close. Whereas some other times, so drop in here with me and have a drink, talk, throw some comments in there. My other channel had quite a big viewing, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose or have lost everybody. It was so much fun to talk to everybody. What do you think about the White House? I think it's cool, man. We're not fucking paying for it. Been there, done that, worked there. Well, not in the White House, but DC. And it was a shambles even then, and that's the 80s. I had no idea they had tent cities in the bitch. Come on. Is this where you want the heads of the countries of Europe to come? Have you ever thought about Europe? Have you ever been to Europe? Well, it's like everybody is like when Queen Elizabeth II is meeting you. And you're walking into 1,000-year-old place, or 2,000, what have you. Usually we're at Windsor Castle, which is 1,000 years old. So, hey, it's a couple 100-year-old building. You got to do shit. I mean, there weren't that many people back then. And they didn't need to have an entire floor for the press. I think what he's doing is amazingly kind to our country. He loves this country. I can't even doubt that in this man. He takes no money. He's spending millions. He's done the lawns. He's had it painted. He's got the inside of the Oval Office in gold and white. I love it. I love it. It's what he sees when he goes to other countries. And he's been there many, many, many decades. He's not a young pup either. I think he's funny as hell. It was like he was Bill Maher was telling the story. I think it was, hey, Bill, love you. You know what the great thing about Ronald Reagan is, right? And Maher's going, no. Yeah, great hair. It's just funny. He's funny as can be. Who are you with? I ain't talking to you. That's the way I'd be. And during his first service, whatever, they were awful in his face. They were ugly. They were all kind. I would have been out there punching him in the face myself. The Secret Service would have had to peel me off of a couple of it. What the heck? But actually, at 5'2", I could probably get away with a couple of blows before they catch me. I'm just like that. So there's a lot I want to discuss about that too. Again, I'm not there. Haven't been there since the 80s. It was gray. It wasn't white. It wasn't a white house. It was a gray house. Mind you, it was built. That wasn't there when George Washington served as president. They were based at either Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, probably Philadelphia. I don't remember which, but we only had the 13 colonies, and we hadn't even made DC, District of Columbia. When I found out there was a mayor, you could have knocked me out with a feather. I was like, what the fuck is that? I had no idea. Now, maybe I've slipped time streams and I'm on a different parallel one, but when I was there was the District of Columbia was separate. So they didn't have a mayor and all that stuff. That was the presidents and senators and House of Representatives domain. Let's not forget the Supreme Court and, of course, the IRS. We can't forget the IRS. They own us. We're not serfs. We're wage earners who don't call ourselves serfs. Every time I go to freaking Walmart, I'm in here going, untrained, unpaid. I'll have 15 of the employees laughing before I leave. Can you believe that? Just for Snickers. I don't smoke, but I do have a cigarillo. My husband, we have the bar, and we had some friends over. One of them pulled this out, and I hadn't seen any since I was in Europe, and I had to try one, and that was it for me. I don't per se go back to smoking. These go out while I'm talking, so it could last 3 or 4 days. So and they come in a pack of 5, so he'll give me like one a month. And I know if I start buying them myself, then yeah, I would have to say I've gone back to smoking. So I just make myself not do that. So I'm a little worried when I get down to the last one. I'm like, honey, are you going back in today? Plus, he buys me whiskey fireballs. It's a bust of cinnamon at the end. And I love them because they're like the airplane ones. I love that. The last time I flew, I was like this. I am not that big of a woman to begin with, okay? My thighs went to sleep because of the seat things. And they had this 3-inch cart that they were shoving down. It's like they had stages, next time we shove it. And then you're like, yeah. Want a cracker? Do I fucking look like I can eat a cracker? I said after that, I was like, no, I'm good. That was before they added more seats. I saw it a few years back that they were adding more seats. So I was like, yeah, I'll walk. I'm good. I'm not doing that shit ever again. When I started flying back in the 70s, yes, I'm not that young. You're so kind. We had 4 seats, 2 on that side, 2 on that side. That was it. The whole middle was ours, They come down there with that cart, You had 14 drinks, something to eat, 3-hour flight. I mean, had an ashtray and built into the seat. Love that. I don't know when we got you can't do this. Where's the free will in that shit? That was another question I want to say. Todd. I love that. That's the one they got the cinnamon. I kept hearing, shut down. This happened once to me when I was active duty. I had my son in Heidelberg, Germany, to give you an idea. I was, it was wild. And it came out that they weren't going to pass the budget. I think we missed only the one check But all of us know what living from paycheck to paycheck means. It means you're not fucking getting paid. Now, Congress got theirs. I don't get that. If Congress has shut it down to where the military, civil service, and so forth don't get paid, why aren't we taking their checks to pay them? The other thing I don't get is how one person can presumably tell an entire body, the House of Representatives, how to vote. What the hell? Do you think that's what the founding fathers said? Oh, that'll work great. This gerrymandering bullshit. Because Texas had never had enough representatives for such a fucking big state. Now California's got to do it. They were so lopsided. They have, I think it was 47 who were Democratic, and there were 7 that were Republican or some shit. What the fuck all do they need to gerrymander more about? I will not apologize for my language. That shit pisses me off. Riddle me that, Batman. Somebody explain the shit out of that to me. Also, the president is up here in the chain level. If you had any history books and learned about American history, our president is an elected official, and he has full control. The buck stops there. Maybe I could understand maybe the Supreme Court in a very unusual case to step in and check it out. But not 400 times in the first 6 months. Enough. He has the executive power. He never had to pay attention to any of those dumbasses. None of them. But he did. He waited. And he let it go up the food chain. And he waited. Now the man's paying for a ballroom. Oh, God, he took out the East Wing. Jesus, get over it. Aren't you grown? When he said he was extending out, I watched that one. I like to see when he has a press conference. He was going to make the press room bigger, and they were all cheering. That was great. But for God's sakes, a ballroom, what would you do with that? Entertain foreign nationalities in the public. Questions? I got all day. Dumbasses. That's the way I feel about it. It's just stupid. I don't know what it is with these. I'll say it, I think maybe that is a good term. Legacy medias. Get off. I haven't watched you in decades because all you are is political machines. But for one side only, and none of you ever tell the truth. I don't know how you fucking make shit up like you goddamn do, and people don't go, they're lying. I mean, it's lying in your face, steroids lying in your face. They could teach the fucking Russians. I mean, serious to God. When I saw Joe Reed was dismissed, I was like, thank you, Lord. That's one less racist. Now they're trying to say, oh, it's white supremacy. It's white. Oh, shut the fuck up. You're a damn racist. If you can't handle the other colors in the box, then shut the fuck up because you got nothing nice to say. That's the way we were raised. That's manners. You don't want your race condemned. I don't want any race condemned. White is a fucking color. It's in the crayon box. Look it up. But it might be a color from any nation because it's America. Like I said, I'm British. My husband is Native American. My friend is Mexican. My other friend is Spanish. Then I have a friend over here. He's from Germany. Does that make any difference? Not a fucking bit. If you're in the ER after a car accident, you're bleeding to death, do you yell, hey, I want the white blood, or what the fuck? No, you don't. Fuck all. Grow the fuck up and stop embarrassing your goddamn country. If you can't do anything better than that, stay the fuck at home. Now that I got that off my chest, I don't understand why it's happening. I really don't. If I were God help him. If I were the president, I would do like Eisenhower and a few others have had to do. I would federalize the National Guard and send them in. And everybody from the sheriff on up to the governor would be put in handcuffs and go through their own mugshot. Kind of like what they did to him. But they made him All his was made up. Theirs isn't made up. That's secession. That's treason. It's flipping treason in your face on steroids. Look it up. All of them should have already been stripped of their offices. It's treason. It's sedition. Oh, we're going to make special areas where ICE can't go. Oh, we made a law. ICE has to take off its mask. Fuck you. You are not a federal agent. You not. Everybody over here is above you. Now, I don't know why somebody hasn't kicked your ass and thrown it in the nearest hooch. I mean, I do not know, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done now. It needs to have been done yesterday. Get on with it. You don't have the right there to tell these people from Maine that they got to do this, that, and the other, but y'all been doing that shit. Shut the fuck up. Pretend you give a shit about the nation your kids and grandkids are going to throw up in. And I meant throw up, because growing up in this kind of shit is ridiculous. I know now why both my grandchildren did not like school. I loved school. I hated the spring break. I really did. Of course, we went to the uncle's house who didn't have any running water or electricity. Yes, the toilet was outside. Love spring break. Well, I did like the one that ended up at Disney in Florida. From Chicago. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Hence the northern accent. But again, I digress. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. If any of you have a problem with that, or if you don't have a problem, I don't care. I'm kind of like Ricky Gervais. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. If you get in my face with a fucking bullhorn, be prepared to know where the local ER is. I have bail money. I'm old. I ain't letting that shit go by. Oh, fuck no. Getting in my face, period, is going to get you in trouble. I don't have a problem debating anybody. But you get in my face and you call me names, and when you wake the fuck up, don't say I didn't warn you. I don't play nice. I'm a 5'2" Army veteran, and I do not play nice. If you get in my face, I will get in yours. And you do not want me to do that. Ask anybody that knows me. I'm evil. And if I'm not evil enough, I will fucking find something in it. My kids, I have a stepdaughter too. But mainly, my son is an exit away with my grandson has come out of the Army already, and he lives the same exit. And of course, my granddaughter. We don't see my other grandchildren as much. They're all grown in the Army and nursing and doctors, and we got very lucky with all our kids. We did. I have 2, and he has 3 grandchildren. So, it's been nice to see the kids make it. And we were of the generation. Well, he's a baby boomer. I'm a hippie. I'm not a baby boomer. I'm a hippie. Don't ever call me a baby boomer. It pisses me off for when I ain't that old. I'm not that young, but this is why I call it Social Woodstock. There's a reason. Good music, good fun, good, just, sitting down, getting drunk, and so forth. I love the fact that George is legal now. All these decades, it's never bothered me if they were legal or fucking not. I should have moved to California, but who can move to California? Who could afford it? You couldn't buy enough gas to get what you were going one way. $7, $8, $10 is nuts. Although the other day I did. Now, another reason I'm not going to pick up cigarettes again, but I walked by and I saw the cabinet was locked up, but a carton of cigarettes was $100. I used to buy a carton of cigarettes from my mom when I was younger. She'd send a note. The guy got to know me and didn't need the note. And I think it was $3.75 for the carton. And it was a bigger, the cigarettes were bigger back then days. They got smaller. I was just shocked. Even in Europe, when they were being rationed to us, they were like $20. I used to use them to pay my rent when I lived off post in Germany. It was bang up cool. You just don't know. I have some stories. I keep doing this. This is why he lets me have this, because it annoys me, because I have to keep lighting it while I'm talking. And at some point, I'm going to make sure that I have my stiffener. And I really kind of try not to do it so fast because I like doing it while I'm working. They call it, it's funny. My family calls this my job. It's like, okay, that's my job. I don't care. I think it should be done by everybody. As you can see behind me, there are cats. And the whites you're seeing across my couch is I took two of these fuzzy warm blankets that the kids got me Mother's Day each year in a row when I was incapacitated. And the one has sleeves, but it has the inner fleece lining. And it's dropped out here to be at 50 or below. And that's a lot. In October. So I laid those on the couch, and usually all of them will be up there laying down, and I can clean my house around them. If I don't put that there, they're all over the place trying to catch dirt and play with dirt. And yes, every day. I don't know about you ladies, but I've always cleaned the house every day, and it always needed it. And actually, when I get down and look up and I go, oh my God, when am I going to figure out how to put this on my schedule? Luckily, the things behind glass do not need dusting every day. The bar, everything has to be done every day. It's almost like it's a working bar, even if nobody's been on it. Like on the weekends now, I don't do the podcast. I do them live, and I do them Monday through Friday. And right now, I'm really nasal. I can tell, but I'm up here, wiping bottles and glasses, and it's annoying as shit. But my house does that. It always has. When I go to clean a bathroom, there's mold. I swear to God, I put a little suction pillow up there, right? And I usually try to clean it at least once a week. And I pulled the little thing down. And I was like, what the shit? It had pink mold, green mold, purple mold. I'm not kidding you. This shit was like chartreuse and shit. It had only been a few days. And when I got so, messed up and incompetent, you should have seen me trying to get the bath, get the hair. And that's stubborn because you hurt so crazy that your eyelashes are leaking. So, but I was going to get my bath one way or the other, but I couldn't clean it. And my husband, I would say, you need to clean that for me. It's been, 4 or 5 days. Plus, I had, at that point for a month, it wasn't even, I didn't have surgery for a month. So I had open wounds and all that. And so it had to be done sanitarily. And he did not know how to clean a shower. He would spray it down and rinse it off and say, okay, no. Take everything out, spray it again, wait a little while, and take this brush, I got a big one, and scrub it down, and then rinse it and see if you see a difference. Because every bottle that's there within that week has a brown or pink or whatever circle. So the water looks like it's really good. It's where sometimes the inmates are running the asylum. My poor Penny. There are kittens, cats, and kittens that people just drop off here. Sometimes in bags. It's just heartbreaking. So we do everything we can to make sure they have fresh water. They have food twice a day. And the food we put in also has meat, and it's got wet food too. And that we made boxes with blankets, and they can get in where my outhouse tent is now because the hurricane took that out. So they can get in there, and I put cushions down so they can sleep in there. And it's got a heater, of course. It's just very small, and they're very scared, and they're very skittish. So I don't try to do anything but talk to them while I'm filling their bowls. Yes, I put out like 8 bowls, 10 bowls, and they get to eat. And they usually get adopted by somebody in the neighborhoods. We have a big suburban area here. But we just couldn't bear to see a kitten crying lost by itself. So we ended up, some of them, one was blind, couldn't even see the food, and we just happened to be out. And of course, my husband picks it up. We got to fix it. By the time you fix them, they're yours. You can't throw them outside. They wouldn't understand. I mean, they follow you around the house, and they know when they're going to eat, and they know where to sleep. And so you end up with a few cats of your own. So it's been a wonderful decade. I'm scared. I don't want. This is the longest place we've ever lived, for me in particular. I left home at 17, was adopted at 9. So, not much time there. Military, civilian, all that. I think I kept bags packed. I just didn't have a lot to move there till my 40s, and then I started nesting because the kids were going. And then I decided I had to downsize. We downsized twice and we still had too much shit. We have 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and it's still not enough. I turned the upstairs into 2 apartments during the pandemic because my grandson had just made it in. As he was ETS out of the army, so I had him stay with us, which was an apartment up there because they were worried about having Zoe because he had just come from overseas. Eh. So I was like, come on, take Grandma's. And it had the microwave and all that, refrigerator. So he was fine. Some days he didn't leave. He could bring guests. We didn't care as long as things were reasonable. You didn't party out and invite 300 people and not go, down until 3 a.m. He knew he'd be shot. Give you a story. I was still well, I was incapacitated, so I was still in the master bedroom pretty much all the time. And he wanted to bring me breakfast one Sunday. So he called and he says, Grandma, I'm coming with breakfast. Is the door open? Because they all knew I couldn't really move. And I said, it's unlocked. Yeah, yeah. You have your key. He has a key. And he was like, I just wanted to make sure, Grandma, that you knew I was bringing breakfast. I said, yeah, yeah, come on. And he brought his friend who I've known them both since they were in grammar school. Well, no, my grandson all his life, but the other ones I knew. So he opens the door and he goes, Grandma, it's me and so and so and so and so. And he's yelling this as he comes in past the bar. And they're like, oh, where did they get the bar? Down to the master suite. And he knocks on the door and he says, Grandma, it's me. Don't shoot. The other guys were leaving. They knew me well too. And I was laughing. So they came on in and he said, you weren't really going to shoot us or anything. You knew it was us, right? I said, yeah, I knew it. And he said, well, where's your weapon? And I said, right here. I said, yeah, Mommy. Yeah. And he called me Mama half the time. It's a good thing we told you. I said, yeah, it really was. Like, no. I might be incapacitated, but I'm not stupid. Shit. I recommend that for everybody. Not the fireball, the handgun. Keep that with you at all times. Make sure you have a concealed permit to carry. Doesn't do you any good if it's at home locked up. Now, mine is locked up. I have to say, we have a gun safe. Yes, we have quite a lot of guns and ammo. My personal weapon, however, stays with me. Just like when I was in the military. That's going to save your life. You sleep with it, you eat with it, you don't let it touch the ground. You could take it apart in the dark and you can't see your face and put it back together and load it and be ready in X amount of minutes. Locked and loaded. I was trained at a very early age. We were the first cycle of women to go through the regular army with the men. The WAC Corps phased out while I was apparently in the air because I was headed for WAC training and landed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, instead of Fort McClellan in Alabama, which was the WAC Corps training base. Fort Jackson was regular army, and we were the first company of women. There were 5 companies of women because you have 5 companies to make up battalions. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. We were Bravo 3rd. Bravo 3rd Battalion. And we had airborne rangers. We had Vietnam airborne rangers for drill sergeants and COs and stuff. And they kept us up 3 days. We're in the wrong fucking place. We're all carrying luggage. The women are because we were told to bring this shit. We wouldn't have had we known, but we're dragging along luggage and they give you all your, all this stuff and you haven't slept in 3 days. You finally get to where you're going to be building it. And one of the first things they say is, we used to jump out of helicopters and kill people. Well, I'm stupid at 3 days with no sleep. I fell over laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. And he was catching a bunch of the others started laughing because I couldn't stop laughing. I had tears streaming down my face. I'm holding my stomach. I'm laying in the ground. And he's just, he's cracking up too. But inside, he's got a slight smile. So finally, we all get it under control again. And he says, I've got you, Bullock. Here's your record right here. Says here you're from Cook County, Chicago. I said, yes, sir, Captain. And he said, you don't have a record. What the fuck? I was like, I'm young yet. I thought I was supposed to stay out of trouble. He said, from now on, you're to be known as Wicked. And it stuck all of these fucking years, all these decades. That nickname has stuck. Don't ask me why. I never gave it to anybody. Wherever I went, it just was. I guess because I'm a 5'2" green-eyed strawberry blonde. I mean, and at that time it was very unusual. You didn't have women fighter pilots, but you do now because I kicked down that door. So yeah, I'm a little proud of that. If you don't, Private Benjamin, Goldie Hawn played my part. It was close. It wasn't as much as they could have done, but it's pretty close. Gives you an idea. I can't imagine what the men were going through. Having to train women out of and they were right. They used to jump out of helicopters and kill people. And now they're being asked to, do these women. If the men did 50 push-ups, the women did 50 push-ups. If they did 50 pull-ups, the women did 50. Do a pull-up, I dare you. Oh man. And try and think about doing 50, but you get in there slowly and you get there. Well, I was a gymnast, a fencer, tennis player. I did, a lot of activity, swimming, so forth, and certified for first aid for that as well. So I thought I was in good shape. Oh, honey. I get my eyelashes hurt. You know what I'm saying? There was no sleep. You did not sleep. You had uniforms you had to press, or you had to pay to have them press them. I pressed my own and starched them. You had boots and things that had to be shined. You had brass that you had to take off, shine, and make sure it was back on. And I mean, they would come up to you with a fucking ruler, okay? Then I saw my grandson. I was like, what the hell is this? He was in what we call Class A's, which would be what you see in the movies, the nicer ones, not fatigues. And they were terrible. They didn't fit, most of them. They were wrinkled, and it was crazy. One little guy just hung on him. My grandson, rather, it's like he outgrew his. It was, and I'm trying to take pictures without showing this. And they did have brass. I can't say it was clean, but I mean, I wasn't the drill sergeant, and they're lucky. Then I started seeing him training and all that. And he dropped by here before he took off for Korea. And I was tripping out and he did come one time in Class A's, but the next time he came, he was in fatigues. We could not wear those off post. You had to wear Class A uniform if you were off post. And I always ran offices and divisions, so I was always in Class A's anyway, unless I was out training in the wood, you wore, your suit. That's what it was. And I was shocked at those boots. And I was like, you have to shine the fucking boots? I mean, and I mean, we spent more time shining shit than we did learning, I think. But they had it easy. They got off very easy with that. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to talk to y'all about before I get off of here and start doing my usual Tuesday, lolling about nothing. No, I'm sorry. I'm in one of those moods, I guess. It seems to me like it should be a freaking Friday. I know I went over most of the current events. I do not drop videos unless I'm asked to, because you've seen the video 400 times, or it would take you 30 seconds to look it up on a YouTube search. So I try not to unless I'm asked. So it's me. Yeah, the whole point is social Woodstock. It could be me and 15 other 100 people just talking to each other. Would that be a hoot or what? I mean, we all need to jump back in here. I do always have live chat while I'm live. I hope to try to remember to edit and go through them. It's very strange. I do this on a small screen deliberately on my Chromebook, and I don't even put it at full screen. It's more than enough to talk to oneself and try to be not too crazy. So when I'm editing, I can't quite get it as well, so I throw it up on the TV. And that's even weirder. I have been on TV several times. One of them got me for a commercial uh, on the milk. Milk is good for you, or something to that effect. I was running a division at the United Texas Health Science Center, and I had gotten 2 cartons of milk out of the dispenser, and I was leaning over getting them, and I had a backslit in the skirt, and then you couldn't see my face, and so, but you could see, I had long hair, and I had on a white lab coat because that's the way I had to dress for what I was doing, and because I was always in neonatal. So anyway, I got the milk, and I think it was 2 days later. People started calling me, going, "Did you see you? You're on a commercial for who got half milk or something shit, whatever it was." And so several of them taped it for me, and my husband taped it. It's here somewhere. When I went to Lord of the Rings, I was dressed in character. The outfit I was wearing, my husband bought me at one of the medieval fairs. It cost like $1,000, and I was taking it back right then, and he would not allow it. He said, "I told him to dress you as the queen," and there you are. And so this is one of the outfits that I wore to the special opening, and they wouldn't let us pay. There was another one. They wouldn't let me pay. In fact, I haven't paid to go to the medieval fairs, the Scottish fairs. They just waved me through, and they tell me, "No, we're not taking your money." So that's nice because usually it's $30, $40, and that was back then. We haven't gone in a while, especially since with this accident, I probably won't be able to do it all. But he's got a big motorhome, like a winter lodge. So I mean, he bought that because he wanted to make sure that he could throw all the cats in there, me in there, and we could go somewhere because I haven't been in. We had we were going to as soon as we finished all the renovations, but we didn't have a way to do that after that because of my accident. So back to me again. If you like what you see, if you want to talk about something, anything at all, within reason, guys, let's keep it on the on the good side. Remember the manners that our parents taught us. If you don't know them, look them up. Google has everything. I mean, they really do. I've got stories. I should write another book. Oh yeah. Also, for those of you who have been adopted, breathe a little before you decide that even if they found you, or if you by happenstance want to know and you find them, breathe deeply, get in your car, and drive away as fast as you can. Never ever go back to that side of the country. In fact, if you my advice, leave the U.S. I see these all the time. I went through it myself. It's awful. People judge you who've never known you. People are two-faced. And it goes to a part of you that goes, "Aren't you my fucking aunt?" The mother had a brain tumor. She seemed pretty normal even when I met her. She seemed that way. I didn't get to know her or talk to her or anything like that. I did take one time some pictures of her grandson to her for Mother's Day and a card and some chocolates, and she said thanks. Yeah, that was it. Like, aren't you leaving? I try to think things with a pinch of humor. It doesn't bother me a bit. It really doesn't. I uh, I had orders to Korea when my son was born, and I refused to sign papers to give custody to him, full custody to his grandmother, because that meant I was giving them full custody of my son. And no, I was adopted. I'm not throwing my son out the window. So I turned down the money to re-up, and turned down the money to go to Korea. Korea, you can't have anybody with you. And started the civil service instead. And I made a very good decision to do that. It turned about that was my fancy, and he's coming back. He wants to sit in the basket again. It's on the top of the bar over on the other side. But I ended up getting through all that stuff. But it involves your kids if you have kids. And I had a sister and a brother, and it was, yeah, everything is one way. And I came down here to get to know them better. And then they wouldn't talk to me. And then they would call and they would say, "Come over for Christmas." And you've got a 9-year-old, you're single, you're trying to get rid of the husband because all he does is spend your money. He doesn't work. He could, he made good money, but he didn't bring it home. It's hard to do that when you got a couple of mistresses. So, yeah, he knew I was divorcing him. I don't know what he was down here for anyway. And so I had all that going on my plate. I had the supposed family going on. One minute they're great, the next minute they don't talk to you, or it's fucking weird. I should write a book about it. But my advice is still don't go. Don't even answer your phone. If they ask who are you, hang up. Again, it's like, okay, they don't see you. They call you, hey, you got to bring the kid for Christmas, a big Christmas party. You sit through that, you watch every other kid open a gift but your kid. And you're broke. You're broke because you're trying to put a roof over his head. And so there's no tree, there's no nothing. It's your house because this was to be the big party, but your kid has been ignored. That was fun. Then the mother died. There's another story. And my husband kept saying, "You got to get in the limo. You got to get in the limo." I'm like, "I don't want to get in the limo. Your family, you got to get in the limo." And I get in the limo. He shoves me in the limo. And they kept walking me through the limo all the way to the other door and out. So I was getting the limo, get out of the limo. That was the mother's funeral. We can almost see him. So unless you've got like very thick skin and you really don't give a fuck, leave it alone. Make your own family, you're good to go. You can check out your DNA, know where you're from. It's a lot better place to be. I see I'm running out of time. Mm. Yesterday I got off and I was pissed off because it was something I forgot to tell y'all. Can't remember what it was now. But guys, sure, get this thing out there. Let's do this social Woodstock. It's just fucking cool. Grab your drink. Come on in. Hit the live chat. Come on. Let's make this thing let's rock this shit out before it ain't here. Before they all catch on and we can't do it. When I came back the second time, I found that there was a whole lot of folk who now were suddenly podcasting. When I first started doing it, there was a few. I like Shay Shay, Rogan, Bill Maher. I love theirs. But they, this it's not like I'm going to have an interview with Bill Maher. Not that I wouldn't love it, or Joe Rogan. Hey, you guys, call me. So they're not. So it's not like it's going to be a big production. But come chat with me. Let's talk about stuff. I talk to myself way too much. That's what they tell me anyway. Well, I hate to let everybody go in some way. So, Tom, love that burst of cinnamon. I still do wash it down with a mimosa. The cinnamon like sticks around for a while. Love that. People say, "How can you just slam whiskey like that?" It's like practice. Lots of practice. So now when I ring off, I'll be real happy. I'll be dancing through the house doing all the chores. It's a bitch, but somebody's got to do it. See, went on again. I hate to get off because of all these things. Then, and I know there's an audience out there. I had one. I know. So come back to me. Come say, "Hey, surely 10 minutes of your time would be enough. Come see me." See, you're a crazy old lady. I love that stuff. Tell me what ghost you saw. I've got a couple stories. Tell me you'd like to hear one of them. I will so fucking talk. I try not to be on over an hour, so I have less than a minute. I miss this. I'm going to keep doing this. Even if you guys don't watch me now, you still might catch me later because I see that the other ones 2 years ago are still there. And those are under Lady Hippy at the bar if you'd like to see those and make a decision. Now, again, I ask everybody to put something down, please, that you're from somewhere, or where did this old lady come from? Does she ever shut up? I don't care. Joe, call me. I mean, it's not like Johnny Carson. They used to have a regular person there once a month. If you do that, call me, Joe. Anybody. Hell, I heard Gavin Newsom had a podcast, but I gotta go, guys. Love all of you. Come and see me. Rock on, guys.